Hi guys, my name is Rachel. I'm a third year commerce student majoring in marketing and finance at the University of Sydney, and every now and then I receive comments and DMs asking me about university, so I thought I would collect them all and bring all the answers to you guys. How is university different from high school? University requires you to be more proactive and independent. For example, it's your responsibility to find out if you have homework tasks or assessments, how to access them, when they're due, and if you submit it late, every 24 hours you get a 5% penalty, so this also applies to asking for help if you don't understand something. So in high school, you see your teachers like every day, so it's pretty easy to get help. Whereas in university, you kind of need to go out of your way by attending a consultation or arranging a time with a tutor or lecturer to meet up. And finally, since attendance is optional for quite a few things, you kind of need to have enough strength, courage, motivation to kind of keep up and attend those classes that are actually useful. Otherwise, finals are going to be a difficult period and you're going to be watching 3 lectures a day, trying to keep up, and it's not going to work out. When do we buy textbooks? I'd recommend not buying them until you know you absolutely need them, just because a lot of lecturers actually include enough information in their slides where you don't really need to kind of buy the textbook. Or sometimes they'll just be recommended readings and like no one really does them. It's not like that helpful, I would say. In my 2 years of university, I've only bought 1 textbook. And that's because there tends to be a lot of free like PDF textbooks floating around. I found a lot of these textbooks on Facebook groups and chats, so I joined like a first year's commerce group, and that's how I got most of my first year books. You can also visit this website called libgen.is. It looks kind of dodgy, but it's like safe so far. If that all fails, there are secondhand textbooks and ebooks which tend to be a lot cheaper than buying like physical brand new copies. Do I write or type notes? So this kind of depends on whatever you prefer. What you did in the HSC would probably work for university as well, but most people type them up on laptops. Some people print out the slides and like write on the slides, and very few people actually handwrite all their notes. When I first started uni, I was handwriting my notes because I thought it would help me remember better, but it was actually just way too time consuming. Every time I needed to like edit them, make them neater, shorten them, I would pretty much need to like redo it, or I would have to like type them out. It was so not worth it, and now I've kind of switched to just typing my notes. What are lectures and tutorials? So lectures are usually held in like a big place with lots of seats, like an auditorium, a hall, something like that. And it's usually where the lecturer just goes through their slides and you kind of just sit there and take notes. Most lectures are recorded, so in week 1 everyone turns up and it's like packed, but by like week 13, like there's like, I said like so many times. By week 13, there's only like 10 people left. Tutorials are a lot smaller. Usually it's just like homework and group work activities. Sometimes they take attendance in tutorials and your participation like counts towards your grade, but other times it's kind of just if you want to go, if it's useful, then that's completely up to you. How do the marks work in uni? This question is from past me because I thought it was kind of like an ABCD situation just because of the letters that are used. There are 4 levels. There's high distinction, distinction, credit, and pass, and they all have like 15 intervals pretty much. And if you're ever feeling down, don't forget, P's get degrees. Your overall marks are calculated, can you see my hand here?
Yeah.
Oh damn. Your overall marks are calculated into a WAM, or a weighted average mark of all the units you've done. So yes, first year marks do matter, and it's probably a good idea to kind of get a head start and get a good WAM at the beginning, so if it falls, it doesn't fall too much. I have 2 commerce related questions. So the first one is, what's the maths like? There are 3 units that all commerce students have to do in their first year. The first one is Buzz 1000 Future of Business. There's no maths in this. It's pretty much just like business trends, I think. I think a lot of people didn't like it. There's Buzz 1020 Quantitative Business Analysis. It's pretty much just a fancy name for statistics. So it starts off with like year 10 maths, and in the last weeks it gets really heavy and it's just like, yeah. And finally, there's Buzz 1030, which is Accounting, Business and Society. There's like basic maths here. I think it's just like addition and subtraction from what I remember, like debiting and crediting things. How much maths you do after that kind of depends on your majors. So with marketing, I've only used a calculator once, and it was literally just for like calculating the average. For finance, it's like 50% theory, 50% calculations, and even then the calculations are not like crazy difficult. By that I mean I haven't seen any integration or trigonometry yet, only like spec of calculus. How many days a week do I have to go to uni? So commerce students generally go to uni like 3 days a week. It kind of just depends on if you can get your classes on the same day and if you want to go to lectures or not. A lot of other degrees have like higher contact hours, or pretty much just like the number of hours they have to go to uni, because commerce students only have lectures and tutorials, but like sciencey degrees have lectures, tutorials and labs, I think. And that's it. If you want to stick around for a fun time, click the subscribe button, and hopefully I don't have to refilm this because I hate it. Here's a little bonus piece of information. When I filmed this video originally, I was actually going on exchange to China in less than a month. It's been postponed now, so I'm not too sure what's happening with that, but I guess we'll find out.